Okay, Jack, you ended up top 8 with tier pile. Let me call it like that. Anything you want to say before you go to the list?
I'm playing tier with Braves, Scareclaws, and Dangers. 57 cards. I think this deck was really well, especially the Brave engine. I think that's the best engine together with tiers. Since right is just really good and you don't really need your normal summon because you can discard any tier with Fateful and also trigger Rhino with Fateful. So I really like the deck, and I think Scareclaws are good too because it also you can also play through Dweller, and the Brave engine helps also clear the board through Dweller. And yeah, that's why I decided for those engines. Yeah, we start with the tiers. Every tier 3 times. Also Rhino is mandatory on 3 because it's like combo with Fateful, because you usually have 2 names. Then 3 traps, it's also combo with the trap. You can get your starters, Sharon or Rhino if you need it. 3 field spell. No meta noise because it's just too weak and not that good going second. And you can get ashed. Then Dangers because Ness is Aqua and for extenders. This is also good for easier summon Dweller, and it's fine if you discard it in the mirror and the opponent triggers a tier because you have the Brave Draco back. You can bounce their fusion monster or the Kid Kalos if they summon it. Yeah, then the Braves. Illusionite is pretty good in a mirror match because you just summon it, bounce to fusion monster or to extra deck monsters, Draco back, bounce it back, so you have 4 bounce usually. And also Dark for Curious if you don't see the Brave engine. And for the back row decks, Illusionite is also pretty good. The Scareclaws, I decided to play only 1 Reichard and 2 Visa Frost because this is a better extender without using a normal summon. You can play 2 because sometimes you need it when you have right and this is your only play, when you normal it and add with field spell another one of this to add Reborn to get more bodies on the field. But I just don't wanted to play so many bricks, and this is not always alive.
Right.
Then 2 cards for Curious. This is pretty good with IP since I'm playing Unicorn and also I'm playing Bomber. This is pretty good with Bomber. Spells, 1 Terraform and 1 Foolish, 1 Instant. Nothing to say. Then the Brave engine, yeah, as I said, it's like, in my opinion, one of the best engines right now. It's good against every deck, makes your grind game a lot better because you can always discard your tiers and trigger it. Then we have just 1 of both because they're usually bricks. You don't want to see this, it's okay, but it's not that good. And it's also pretty cool that you can pop every turn 1 card on your opponent's side usually. And some people forgot the ATK reduce, so it can also win games.
Right.
And for non-engine I played 2 Super Poly. It's, I think, important for the deck because usually the opponent doesn't make a field that is where you can activate Super Poly, but I mean you can use your monsters and your opponents to easier play through, and it's pretty good going first too. And yeah, that's where I played it. 3 Imperm. Yeah, I wanted 9 hand traps or some hand traps because there are locks here with IP or Ra Disciple, and they are good in general because I don't want to lose to Dweller when my hand is not that good against Dweller, and this breaks usually every tier board. When you have this on Kid Kalos, it's good. This too, it's like the same. This prevents Dweller as well, and this is also good for the locks if you get IP or Ra Disciple because you can negate your own monster, use it for link or anything, make damage, and can easy OTK. Yeah, that's for the main deck. It's 57 cards, not 60 because I didn't found 3 cards that were worth playing.
Okay.
For the extra deck, I'm playing 1 Kaleido Heart. Only 1 Kid Kalos because there is not enough space when you play the Scareclaw engine because you have to play Baron and the Link 1. And you usually shuffle it first turn into the extra deck again. Sometimes it's better to have a second one, but it's not mandatory. One Dargo, one Not, and one Gahura.
Yeah.
Then the Elf, it's also good for cherries on my side deck, and you sometimes need it. And you usually want to end with Elf in the extra monster zone against Runic, so you can protect your Griffin and Baron for their Veiler and Destruction, Special Summon Destruction. IP, also pretty good together, since you want to summon Bomber or Unicorn. This is a flex spot. I didn't know what to play here. I think Unicorn was pretty good this format, because you can shuffle their field spell, their Runic field spell, and also in the mirror you can shuffle like their Kaleido Heart or anything. Then decided for Bomber instead of Ceroboros, because it gives you more advantage, since you have Kaleido usually on the board, you added Hafnis or other stuff, and the most decks can't deal with it, and even in the mirror you can pop their field like 3 times, and then their tier can trigger, but it doesn't do that much because their monsters always die again, you know. One Dark, one Curious, and one Link One. And for the Exceeds, one Dweller, one Rigor. This is sometimes important to trigger your Sharon. Against Rogue decks is also pretty good, and it's important against Evenly. Yeah, one Baron, nothing to say.
Okay.
Side deck.
Yes.
So Runic was a thing, so I was really afraid of the deck, because I heard many people will play it and it's a really good deck. So I decided to play like a lot of back row removals in the side, and that's why I played 3 Cosmic, 3 Evenly, 1 Twin, 1 Feather Duster. And the thing is, the main deck is concepted for combo, but it's also fine against back row decks, because you have so many engines and there's so many gas in the deck that you usually can play through combo fields.
Right.
So that's why there are so many back row removals. Then I played 3 Dark Hole for the all the locks, the Ra Disciple or Ibli, because it destroys everything. And it's also fine against Flunder, and Sprite is okay. There are many decks that just don't expect it, and they getting Dark Hold. And 3 cherries for the Mirror and Splite. And for the time, because you usually make like 10 to 15 minutes combo, play 1 Cowboy to not lose in the timeout. And after siding, you have like, when you play against back row, you have like all of those and the Braves, and you can, against combo, you side in usually these and have 9 cards in the main, plus there are 17 cards against combo, and 8 board breakers against back row decks, so the deck is prepared for like combo and rogue decks.
Right.
And yeah, it went really well. I lost in the Swiss rounds 2 times, once against Despian Time, Masquerade, nothing to say. Yeah, and the other match was unlucky. The opponent has too many board breakers. He stormed, he used Lightning Storm, baited my negate and even lead, so I have to keep my token.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the draw was against Rivalry, I couldn't do anything. And yeah, but the deck went really well. And I wouldn't really change something. Yeah, I lost in top 8 in timer to Red Resonator.
Right.
That's the only weakness of the deck. You don't consistently see your cards in timeout against the timeout cards.
Yep.
So that's maybe an issue, but yeah, I will take that. Okay. You just have to scoop early when you see that you lose, so you don't come into the timeout. Yeah, this was the deck profile.
Any last words? Any shoutouts?
I wouldn't really change anything. It went really well. Lost to Resonator in time. Shoutouts to my team Frozen Card Gaming for testing and lending me cards. Shoutouts to all the people who lent me cards and play tested with, and all my friends in Berlin. And especially shoutouts to Elias, who played the same deck. Sadly, couldn't make it. But yeah, I was really happy with the deck.
Okay. Thank you for the profile. Congrats.